Hey, what's going on, guys? I got a package, and it says this one is from Roman. Guess what it is? Let's open it up and find out. The box. Now, I ordered a replica Graflex plus one red button. I also ordered an extra clamp, but I did that like in April or something, so not expecting that in this order. Oh, there's the red button. Take a look at it. Compared to the button on a real Graflex, looks pretty dead on. Color's pretty much perfect. Maybe just a tinge more translucent around the edges. Here it is. Wow, that is shiny. My real Graflex, so I had something to compare to. Pretty impressive. So let me take this off. I would say that this is immediately just a hair shinier. But it's also brand new, and this is decades old. So, and this one's also in pretty much pristine condition, so it's about as good as you're going to get on a Graflex for an original on condition. So this is pretty impressive. I don't have this little screw. One thing I did notice is there's a weird spot here on my clamp. Not too big a deal. It's on both sides, actually. The finish is a little strange. Let's take it apart. And this has that screw in there, so I'll probably have to take that screw out. Guess you got to the clamp here. Put it back together. One thing to note about this is the stamp on the bottom is, this is the one that Roman has made, has the correct stamp for an ESB Empire Strikes Back Luke lightsaber. Whereas the one I have is not the correct one, but that's only a detail that if you care about it, and some people really do. I do not. I'm actually going to use this to make a Darth Vader Return of the Jedi stunt saber, so it's going to get holes drilled in it. We can see the bottom stamp here on the Roman's Graflex. It is super shiny, and I believe that right there in the middle it says RE Pat Off. So it shouldn't be RE. It should, I believe, be US if I'm correct. I might be wrong about that, but that's, I think, Roman's little tell, so people can also identify that it's not a real Graflex. So hats off to Roman for doing that for us, so we don't accidentally get duped into buying a fake at a real price. Alright, we can see both the Romans and the real one. I wanted to look at the little brass pins, get a close up here. So let's take a look at the real one first. This one is, of course, very old. They've got a nice patina on them. They look, they look old. They look aged, like they should be. Romans up here, of course, is brand new. Nice, clean, shiny brass. That's what they would look like, brand new. Just noticed another little tell for the Romans, the little switch. This guy is slightly different. I mean, it's minuscule. It is definitely shinier, of course, like everything else on the Romans because it's brand new. But the little dome head is a little bit bigger than the one on my original. Now that could be just a version of the Graflex that I don't have that has a bigger dome head, but also the little indentation at the top here, that little depression there, it's not as wide on the original. The original is a bit wider. It's a bit more spherical in its shape, like depressing down in. Whereas this just kind of looks like it was pressed. Something was pressed into it. Really, going over this, the differences are, quite minute. I can see if you really look at the stamp. If you really look at the stamp on this thing, you can see very slight differences. Like I think this was maybe laser etched or something, and it doesn't look as smooth in the actual recessed part, as a real Graflex does. It's a little bit wider, maybe just a teeny tiny little bit, but to the naked eye, without really getting up there and looking at it, I mean, how are you going to tell them apart? I mean, you really have to look. It's really impressive how good this is. So, thumbs up. Well done, Roman.